Leaked images give us our first look at new RK1-Up pub tables to Blitz, or not to Blitz, that is the question, and the 2022 Legacy Cab disaster. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and another episode of This Week, the show where we talk about what's going to happen next week, or what happened this week. I got that out of order. I think we're going to talk about what happened this week, and then maybe look forward to what's going to happen next week. Thanks everybody so much for stopping by and checking out the live stream. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff breaking sort of today. A lot of stuff breaking today. A lot of craziness going on. And of course, we start every night with a drink. What am I drinking? Well, it is the bottle from last week. It is the Calumet Farms. I believe last week I pronounced it Calumet. So I apologize to the entire Calumet family, the dynasty, wherever they are. I mispronounced your name, so I apologize. But I believe it is pronounced Calumet. It's very good. Very good. It's, I'm going to have to go through the bottle to figure out if this is going to be my new go-to. Is it going to replace Jefferson's? Is that even possible? I don't know. It's a little bit more expensive, not by much. It is the 8-year bottle, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not too bad. Let me know what you're drinking in the chat. And if it's just water, coffee, Coke, that's fine. No judgment here. And you don't even have to be drinking anything at all. So that's what I'm drinking. I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. But before I do that, I wanted to tell you about the poll that I'm going to go ahead and put up now. I've been giving this some thought. And at first I thought, well, maybe I'll ask you, who are you buying NFL Blitz? Are you going to buy the new Blitz cab? And yes or no, but that's not really going to tell us exactly what I think I want the answer to. I want to know why you're not going to buy it. So for those of you that are not going to buy this cab, okay, so if you are, and it's important that you have the apostrophe RE, or else people will scold you in the chat. That's what happens, and you know what? Deservedly so. So if you're not buying the Blitz cabinet from RK1, why? And I'm going to give you a couple things to choose from. It can't just be 500 different things. I'm going to give you really just let's see. Let's start with one of the reasons why I think that you maybe won't be picking this up, pre-ordering it at least. Let's go with that. Why are you not going to pre-order it? It's too expensive. So nope, it is too expensive. Okay, so too expensive would be maybe one reason why you're not. No, it's two O's. It's two O's, kids. It's not one. Let's go ahead and do two O's. Let's say it's too expensive. You're not going to buy it because it's too expensive. Or maybe you're not going to buy it because it's not authentic. Perhaps authentic, carry the one. Not authentic. I think I'm going to leave it at that because I think those are probably the two main reasons. And we're going to get into that a little bit more in the show, but let's go ahead and let's leave it at that. I think that's going to be good enough. Too many options is too bad. So the poll is up now. It just popped up. Too expensive. I'm not going to buy it. It's too expensive. Maybe I'll wait till it drops in price, but the price is too much. Or it's not authentic. You got to speak. You got to open your mouth and talk. And that's really instruction for myself. Not so much for you because you're probably speaking just fine. Authentic. It's not going to have the right ROM. It's not going to have this. It's not going to have that. The artwork isn't right. Whatever reason, whatever you want to put that in, let me know which way you skew. I'm curious. If you're not going to get it, why? Please let your voices be heard in the chat. I really want to know where everybody's going to land. We're going to get into that a little bit more in detail as we go on because I think we got to really. This potentially could be one of those big. Well, excuse the pun. Game-changing cabinets because there's more than just one reason I think not to get it. I think we're getting into something that's going to be fundamental when it comes to these cabinets. Something major, something real, something that I think everybody, even if you're a fan of it, even if you're going to get it like I am, I got mine pre-ordered. But there's some chinks in the armor that I definitely see are a weak point. It's bad. Achilles heel. Legitimate reasons why maybe somebody wouldn't get it. We're going to talk about all that a little bit later. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat. Man, a lot of you jumped in, said hi. Let's scroll up. Arc Demi Dragon says, woot, the subscriber only posting. I do that to keep out some of the crazies, some of those ads that take you places that you don't need to be going. So that's why I do that, buddy. Thanks so much for stopping by. Big support of the channel. Been with me for quite some time. Through the good, through the bad. Appreciate you, brother. Valid Course says, dude. I know. Good to see you. Dude, right back at you. To my arcade. Hey, Battle, are you enjoying the Pac-Mania cab? If you saw that review, and if you haven't, please go after the stream is done, and after B Kong's stream is done, which it's going to be right after mine. You're going to be redirected to that stream, so you don't even need to go anywhere. Just buckle up and hold tight. But after this, go check out my review. There's some pluses. There's also some minuses that we're also going to get into tonight as well. So stay tuned for that. NPC 5120. What's up, Fox? I know some things. He knows some things that you don't know. You don't even know. I know that you don't know. I mean, but how do you know that I don't know? Well, maybe I know, but I just haven't told anybody. Maybe I'm keeping a lid on it. Got the exclusive scoop if you're interested. Well, I'm always interested in scoops. You can email me anytime at 19kfox1@gmail.com and throw them my way. Scoops are great, especially scoops of vanilla and chocolate. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. Matt Asher Gaming. Hello, beautiful people. They are all beautiful, and they are all here, despite maybe some, good advice that somebody gave them. Said, don't go watch Fox. And no, you didn't do that. You came right here, and I appreciate it. Emery Arcade. Yo. I might pour me a bourbon for this one. I highly advise it. It's a good way to go. In fact, another sip. Oh, we got some things to get into tonight. I'm excited and a little bit nervous to talk about a couple of these things. But I got to talk to you about them. Chris Langelos, 93. Well, now Console will know why he couldn't link CT Jason. You can only direct move into one other stream, so it was already assigned. Oh, I apologize. I didn't mean to take the slot away from CT Jason. But go back and watch that video. It was really good. It was a really good video. I'm just going to go with the tool S. Let me try this one. Shivastava. There's a lot of V's in your last name. I got to give you credit there. That's probably the first time I've seen 2 V's in a last name. It's pretty awesome. LOL, why we were directed here when show starts at 9. Yeah, he made you wait, didn't he, for 30 minutes? And I apologize for that. But actually, you know what? I don't apologize. You should revolt and send those comments to Console Kits. How dare he? Thanks, man. Thanks for sending them my way. I appreciate it. Jason, double freaking dragon. How you mean? This guy? Oh, you're talking about that arcade one-up thing. I might talk about that a little bit tonight. Dr. Z, what's up? Blitz at the pub table. Blitzed at the pub table. I see what you did there. Very nice. Very nice. Pun intended, I would imagine. Joey Hansen 904. Hey there, everybody. How you doing? Nerd Lounge Master 84. Hello, Fox and everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to A Tran Fanatic. Hey, Fox and everybody here. Boom. Stopping by to say hi. Biggie D's Arcade. Hey, guys and gals. There are some gals in attendance. I guarantee it. Jolly Green, what's up? How you doing? Scroll down a little bit. Got a lot of people. J. Hey there, Foxy. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you indeed, man. Tyler Fisher. Yo, Foxface. The emojis. I love that emoji. It's my favorite. It's so cool. Custom made for me. Not really, but I'm going to go with that. Scott Lee says, big leaker of the week. Who, me? Not me. Not this guy. But we're going to talk about him. Because it's a good time. It's a good time for all. Arcade Junkie. How's it going, Fox? Pretty good. Not too shabby. Going to get into everything. CT Jason, the man, the myth, the legend. I'm sorry. CT Jason Nation. Possibly, I think it's actually a different person. But tell the original CT Jason we said hi. Want the real CT please stand up? What's up, 19K Fox? Good to see you. Rainwater, CT Jason dumped us over here. I apologize. Okay, we'll go with that. Vodka? No, bourbon. Oh, Music Mike is drinking vodka. Have you tried the Crystal Skull vodka? I hear it's very smooth. I haven't tried it yet. But hey, here we go. CT Jason sent me. What's up? Fix. Come on. We'll let that one slide. Oh, there you go. Yeah, he's got it. He's got it figured out. Once again, Kongs, we apologize for what happened Friday. I hope you're well. I hope you have most of your limbs intact. Papa Res Gaming, AAA titles, D- execution. Yep, it is an RK1. Well, Papa Brads, we're so happy that you're here to give us that unbiased opinion. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. All opinions, all thoughts are welcome here. No problem. Sam K, it says, I'm drinking the RK1 Up Kool-Aid. Drink up. It's delicious. It's delicious. Almost as delicious as a $9.99 super chat from Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger. What's up, my brother? Hoping for RK1 Up to release Sonic, Double Dragon, and Star Wars. That Double Dragon cap in the back looks good. Cheers to my brother. That is one of them II arcades. And I also wanted everybody to take a second and congratulate Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger, on the birth of his brand new baby boy. Here, here. Cheers. Congratulations. I hope that the wife and everybody is all well. It's awesome. We're going to have another Retro Ranger / arcade fanatic, hopefully in the near future. Congratulations to you and your family. All the best. Thank you so much for always being there, supporting the channel. And man, what are we going to give you tonight? Come on, you know what you're getting. Here you go. Okay, was that laggy for you? Because it was laggy for me. We're not going to do that anymore tonight. But thank you so much for the $10 super chat, buddy. I really do appreciate it. Man, so we got some things to get into. We got a lot to discuss. We're about 13 minutes in. Once again, the poll is up. Make sure you check it out. If you are one of the ones that are not going to pre-order RK1-Up's NFL Blitz cabinet, let me know which one of the two options. Is it just because it's too expensive, we're going to wait, maybe catch it on sale, or is it because it's not authentic? It's just not right. They've messed up something, the gameplay. No late hits, the artwork. What are you doing to me? Let me know. Let me know. I'm serious. I really want to know. This is not just an echo chamber. I want to know why you're not getting it. I want to see what everybody sort of how it ends up either way, right? Really want to see how it ends up. 68 votes. There's 180 people in the chat. Make sure you go ahead and vote either way. Because if you don't, all you knows, if you don't, I'm going to assume that everybody else is getting the cabinet. So you wouldn't want to be counted amongst those people. Crazy people like me. Crazy people like me. So everybody's, hopefully you're settled down. Told you about the poll. Told you about what I'm drinking. And now let's go ahead and get into the first topic. So this just sort of popped up out of nowhere. Well, I say out of nowhere. The league popped up out of nowhere. But this subject we've been talking about on this channel for quite some time. So back in February 4th, actually, of this year, I brought up the idea of, hey, you know, this pub table thing is kind of cool. I'm not that big into Pong. I mean, I appreciate the game for what it is and where it is within, arcade and gaming history. But a pub table dedicated to that just wasn't for me. But the form factor was interesting. So back in February, I thought, well, what if they put something else on the cab? And of course, me kind of being a Capcom fan, I thought, well, maybe something like Puzzle Fighter would be really cool to kind of have, with that same sort of very simple, very user-friendly, or not user-friendly, but very casual. You could just sort of walk up, anybody could play it, right? That's sort of what I was thinking. Then I think I had a live stream back in July talking about this again, sort of bringing it up like, wow, I wish that we would maybe see something and do something about it. And I think in that live stream, I also referenced the fact that you were actually going to see, or you were supposed to see, a prototype of a pub table at the Red Cross event. It was supposed to be there, but it wasn't there. But it obviously existed, because here you go. Let's go ahead and talk about the first image that leaked today. Now, for just a point of reference, the image on the far right is the Pong pub table as it exists right now. And what you see to the left is a shady, blurry picture that I tried to clean up this image a little bit. I can only do so much with it. But it is a Street Fighter II version of the 4-player Pong table. Now, this is obviously not going to be 4 players. So in the place of player 3 and player 4, you've got cup holders. Okay, that's kind of cool. But let me ask you this. If you've got 2 people playing, why do you need 4 cup holders? It's a little bit weird, right? Just just sort of, we're just taking this for what it is. We're just seeing this for the first time. If we're talking about just this image, and what about one cup holder and one wireless charger? I think I even brought this up back when I first started talking about the idea of maybe bringing this and adding more games or different games to this. Why not have on your right side is your cup holder, and on your left side is your wireless charger for your phone or whatever. I mean, those wireless chargers are fairly cheap, not as cheap as a plastic cup holder. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But it's something that they could definitely do that make things a little bit different, a little more user friendly. So maybe even if you're not even playing this, but it's in the arcade, in your basement bar somewhere at home, you got it off in the corner. It could kind of be a dual purpose thing. You can, hey, you're not playing, no problem. Let me just lay my phone here. Okay, cool, no problem. And then maybe you're playing, but the wife is not interested, but her phone is charging, and then maybe that draws her in, and maybe she decides to go ahead and jump in and play too. But at the end of the day, I think it's not bad. It's definitely cheaper than going my route, but come on, man. I mean, maybe throw in a wireless charger. That would be my suggestion. But other than that, I mean, the artwork for the most part looks pretty cool. It doesn't have that one piece plexiglass that we were sort of told about in the original concepts of this. We were told that, or maybe I just made it up in my own head. But we were supposed to have a one piece, plexiglass top to cover the artwork, because that's my fear. I think that's everybody's fear. And it's really going to be a fear if you're now encouraging people to bring a cup or bring something to drink and put it in the cup holder. It's like, hey, you're kind of cruising for a bruising, you're aching for a breaking. You are inviting liquid to make its way on the top of this pub table, and I don't know if it's going to take it. We know there's a seam right in the middle. I don't want liquid to get in there, and then the MDF, it swells, and it's not good. It's not good at all. So this is one of those first leaks that kind of popped up, and I'm just a fan of that. I know it's like weird 90s or whatever, but the colors right there, the yellow and the purple and the pink. Yes, it's very 90s, but it's also, I think it looks really good, especially with the whole top being black. Now, what would the games be? It's Street Fighter 2. Take your pick. Take your pick of the cab that's out there. It could literally just be anything. I mean, it could be Big Blue games list. It could be sort of a combination. It's more than likely, it's probably, and it makes more sense, right? Look at what they've sort of come out with when you're talking about the sit down cocktail cabinets. Those sorts of games lists, that's what you're talking about in here. So like the black, I think it was the black edition. It was really slick. I actually had one. It was just too low to the ground. It wasn't for me, so I got rid of it. But it had a pretty good games list. It had Street Fighter 1 and so on, Final Fight and all that. But then you had currently they have a Marvel versus Capcom variant that has all the games, including Punisher, the game that we all want, right? That's actually on there too. So that is probably maybe going to be on another cabinet or another pub table that was leaked today. So check this out real quick. Let me go ahead and bring this up a little bit. Now, these are going to be a little more blurry because these photos that were obviously not leaked by RK1UP. RK1UP did not leak these at all. This is not planted whatsoever. No, why would that happen? Why would you even think that? But yeah, so here you have another sort of, now the reason I like the picture on the left is not just because it's Marvel superheroes, which is, that was a great cabinet. Even if it's just those 3 games, it's a great cabinet, but a pub table is probably going to have more than just those 3 games. But you can see sort of the notch where the control deck is actually lower. It's not up top like we see on the pub table. It is definitely lower. So I think that's pretty interesting. That's pretty cool. Makes some sense to me to have that down lower, and it allows you to kind of lean forward into the to kind of lean in and look at the screen. But I think that at the end of the day, how different is this from those cocktail cabinets? Not that different. It's just a little bit taller. And of course, on the right hand side, you got another shot at Pac-Man, the obligatory Pac-Man. We've got to have it everywhere all the time. Of course we do, because it's Pac-Man. And, when in doubt, RK1UP will spit a Pac-Man out. I tried to make that rhyme. I tried really hard. But you know who's so cool without even trying? Big Reese with a $5 super chat. Australian, once again, Australian money, Canadian money. It's exotic. It's very cool. These super chats have a little panache, a little something special. For $5, Australian says, wait, you replaced MVC with Double Dragon? Yeah. Forgive me, but you know why I got rid of MVC? One, because MVC2 is on the way. So I had to get rid of that. So is this its final home? Is this Double Dragon iArcade? Is it its final home, final place? I don't know, but it is tall. So it could maybe move behind me. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But once my Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet shows up that I haven't pre-ordered yet, hopefully I can pre-order it. Hopefully I'll make the cut. Wouldn't it be nice to have that problem? What a great problem to have. Thank you so much for $5 super chat, buddy. I think my my little videos are clipping. So I'll have to blow you up some other time, but I do appreciate the $5. P-dubs coming on in with the regular old good old fashioned American $5. I do appreciate it, brother. Watching Fox while cooking. Cumin lime. Oh, chicken tacos. The Game of Thrones after. Could it get any better? I think it can. If we hashtag free AVP, and for the love of everything, it's holy, free Hubert. It's the right thing to do. It's the right time. The fans demand it. Well, I mean, at least P-Dubs demands it. Thank you so much for the $5. Man, I appreciate it. And I want to scroll down because I think we had another, I don't want to miss it. There she is, the lovely, the very special Miss Martin Muses for 99 cents, a super sticker. And let me jump on over here to YouTube and see what the super sticker was. The sticker was, look at that, it's a rose. Thank you so much, Miss Martin. I do appreciate it. It's lovely to see you in the chat. Haven't seen you in a little while. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for stopping by. But enough of that. Enough of lavish gifts being thrown upon me. I'm unworthy. I'm unworthy. So unworthy that we just got to move on and let's talk about this. So I think it's fitting. I don't know if anybody's made this connection, but it's a Sonic cab and it's blurry. You get it? Blast processing. Okay. It was funnier in my head. All right. Well, okay. We'll keep talking. So we have somebody, I guess, spinning around like I don't know, like they're dancing. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but someone was able to snap a picture as they spun around in a hurry. Maybe they're being chased out of the facility. Who knows? Now I'm going to go ahead and say that I think this facility is actually the store they have down in Miami. I think I've seen some of that artwork on the back similar to what they have there, but I could be wrong. I was not the one that leaked this, regardless of what they're telling you in the chat. This was not me. This was not me. I've never even been to Miami recently. So yeah, we got a blurry Sonic blast processing picture. If you look at the cab on the left, you can sort of kind of make out Sonic, right? The black lettering says Sonic. You can kind of see Sonic the Hedgehog down on the eye panel. And the yellow is actually pretty cool. We haven't really seen this. The last time we saw this, I think it was the Chinatown version of the NBA Jam cabinet. So that was I'm being drawn to the yellow. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, who has a yellow cabinet in their arcade? I don't think anybody does. Really, there's no yellow cabinets with the exception of like Pac-Man, but that's just the size. This is yellow. There's a lot of yellow going on here. A lot of yellow. Which could be kind of cool. That could be kind of cool. So Sonic, we've talked about the games that could be on it. The Sonic arcade games are not near as popular and as iconic as those console ports. So, it sort of, it is what it is, I guess. It's fine. But the interesting, and listen, some people talked about, well, they're just doing this because they have to, some contract. I don't really know all the specifics about that. And I can't even really get into it, but I will say that the one on the right is very interesting. So everything I've seen and everything I've heard is that is a root beer tapper cabinet. Kind of cool. But what's really interesting is the eye panel. Now, it looks like an illuminated eye panel on the bottom. It's kind of weird. But then when you look a little closer, they've done something to the side panels, I guess kind of mimicking those cup holders or the beers or the root beers of that a classic cabinet. But the way that it's illuminated, but it's not just shiny. It's not like there's just an emblem or something shining on the front. It looks like there's some depth to it, as if there's a light inside the cabinet with maybe a glass door and objects inside. I think this is a fridge. And I believe some people have actually said, yes, that's a fridge. The leaker that is totally not RK1-Up in any way has sort of confirmed, or someone said, or a guy told a guy, and that guy told a girl who then told somebody else, and you know how it goes. That's supposed to be a little mini fridge inside the arcade there. Now that's a little weird. It's kind of cool, but what's that going to do to the price? Would you pay more for a cabinet with a fridge in it? I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's definitely a novelty. It could be something very unique. I think it's something that's direct to consumer. That's something you put on the website. It's something very niche. It's very specific. You gotta really love, the cabinet. Well, you gotta really love the game, I guess. And then you gotta love the cabinet style design, which from the most part, I think from what I've seen online, it looks fairly faithful to the original. And then you also gotta be willing to pay a little bit more to have a fridge in it. So it's a little bit weird. It's kind of a big ask to sort of have somebody pay for something that's not really. I don't know. It just seems a little bit weird. What do we? Justin has sent me something that I'm not going to open because I know it's spam. Okay, we're gonna open it. You're not going to get me. Not again. Not again. Never again. That's what I'm going to say. It's probably really good. You came to the right place. I came to the right place. Someone came to the right place. You're not going to distract me, Justin, with your nefarious goings on. But yeah, so it's kind of a big ask to ask somebody to really go all in like that. I mean, I think if I'm going to want a cab, I'm going to want the cab. I want to sort of have a faithful recreation of the cabinet, and a fridge would kind of take away from that. That's just my 2 cents, but let me know what you think about this in the comments section. If you're watching the replay, blow me up. Let me know how silly I am to think that perhaps no one would like a fridge in their arcade one-up. But maybe direct to consumer. Maybe direct to consumer. Maybe that's the way that your particular, very specific and odd wish can come true. But another way that wishes do come true is when $5 Australian falls from the sky. It says they all said I was mad when I said Sonic Cab was coming. They said I was crazy. I didn't. I believed you. Well, I believed the image that you showed. But that was legit. But you were also right. Right place, right time. Thank you so much for the $5 again, Big Reese, man. Yeah, a source for many of these leaks. They're coming out now, and everybody's surprised, right, Big Reese? Well, you knew all along. You knew the whole time. The whole time. You were trying to tell us, but we wouldn't listen. But you know what I'm going to listen to? A $10 super chat from Cyber Siles 20 Cyber Siles. You're going to have to email me the phonetic way to say that. 2077 for $9.99. There's a lot of emojis here. I'm not going to get into it all because emojis, I mean, it's to your own interpretation, to each his own. But hashtag NFL got soft. Hashtag real Blitz. Hashtag Sonic Cab. Yeah, baby. Emojis double dragon. A lot going on there. But I see the passion. NFL got soft. You're speaking the language of many people that aren't going to get this cabinet. Make sure you vote in the poll, my brother. Make sure you vote in the poll and let me know if you're not going to get it. Is it just because it's too expensive, or like you're hinting here, it's not authentic? It's not authentic. Valid points all the way around. Definitely something to consider. And there's also something else to consider when we're talking about leaks and places and ways that they come from. Now, this leak actually originated from Reddit, I believe. It was on Reddit. And a lot of people shared this. One person in particular shared it, and this guy had some additional information to say when he was posting it. Now, this was on the official RK1 Global fan page, and this was Douglas Smith who actually posted this, and it said, now cue up the incoming YouTube videos that overanalyze these pics and make silly claims and assumptions. Overanalyze? You're singing my song. Overanalyze and make silly assumptions. So, I'm sorry, I don't want to misquote him. Overanalyze these pics and make silly claims and assumptions. Silly claims and assumptions and overanalyzing. Welcome to fandom. Welcome to fandom. Now listen, usually I don't talk about this kind of stuff because this stuff happens all the time. Being in this space, you get talked down to a lot by big YouTubers, people that have individuals that have bigger subscriber counts than you. And usually it's fine. I don't care. I kind of expect it. Now, did this hurt my feelings? Absolutely not. Because as all of you know, I had my feelings shot out in Nam. It was weird. It was a sniper. It was really, really good. So I have no feelings to hurt. But one thing that this does kind of bother me, and I want everybody to sort of listen up and pay attention. I got a little something to say. And it's sort of an elitist mentality. Now, I think that's something you should do. You should never punch down. Now, what I mean is if you have a channel of a certain number and you have a reach, you have a social media reach. I don't think you should use that for evil. I don't think you should use that to sort of punch down on people who are trying to come up, right? They're trying to come up just like you were back in the day. They're trying to get their their start, And I don't think it's appropriate to punch down. But I'm more than happy to punch up. And that's what we're doing tonight. When comments are made like this, people like me with no feelings, I'm much like Daredevil, don't have them, doesn't matter. But I'm more concerned about the people that are trying to come up, because I don't know if you've been paying attention, but if you're into the arcade space, the home arcade space, and you've noticed your feed is maybe getting a little bit fuller of a lot of new creators, a lot of new voices, a lot of different people that are coming at this with different perspectives, different ideas, silly claims, crazy analysis or over analysis. I don't think we need to discourage those people from making those claims, for getting silly, for getting a little bit crazy, and talking about something that we're passionate about, something that we love. And if you search the internet, you're going to find this amongst every single fandom. I don't care. Pick a fandom and you got it, because it comes from passion. And I don't think you need to look down from an ivory tower or mountaintop or whatever analogy you want to draw and try to be dismissive of other people that are trying to just talk about something they're excited about. And I don't like that at all. And the reason why I think this is an elitist, or why I say this is coming from an elitist point of view, I don't know if you probably don't know this because he puts it in his videos on a microscopic level in the corner, but he's given cabinets by Arcade1Up to review. You can see it in the corner here. The product was provided by Arcade1Up for the purpose of this review. Now, I'm going to be honest with you when it comes to Cool Toy, the YouTuber. I had a video early on back in the day, my first video, and I tagged him in a post. I think I tagged him on Twitter, and he was really cool. He dropped by and he gave me a thumbs up, and that meant the world to me as a YouTuber trying to get started. So I don't think this person, Douglas, Cool Toy, whatever they want to, whatever perspective they're coming from, whatever, I don't know. I don't think that this is the right thing you need to say to other people that maybe have fewer subscribers than you, a smaller reach, or maybe they're just young and hungry and trying to get started. I think that everybody needs to jump out there, and if you want to say something, then you say something. If you want to get a webcam and a laptop and 2 subscribers, rock on. Get out there. Do not let comments like this discourage you. Don't let it weigh you down. Don't let it push you down. Don't let somebody like this be dismissive to you. There's no room for it. There's no place for it. And someday when you blow up, remember this, and don't treat others like that. And don't be dismissive of others. Let people get out there and get excited. Let people get out there and talk about it and get silly and maybe get crazy. I don't think people should be lying about stuff. But listen, I famously made a prediction that the Simpsons cabinet was not going to have bowling on it, and I was wrong. But I was speculating. I was having fun. And that's what this is all about. And that's what fandom is. And that's what excitement is. So if you see comments like that, I'm going to tell you right now, don't listen to them. Don't let them push you down. Don't let them hold you back. Don't let them talk down to you. Nobody should be talking down to anybody in this space or any other space. And I'm sorry if I'm getting a little bit animated about this. I'm getting a little bit excited. But right now, I think he's acting like a bully. And I don't like bullies. Moving on to the next topic, and we're going to get a little more lighthearted. Apologize, I had to get a little bit deep there because I felt like it had to be said, and I'm glad I said it. And now we're going to take a drink, and we're going to move on to Blitz or not to Blitz. That is the question. Suffering the slings and arrows. Well, that's Arcade1Up right now. The slings and arrows of outrageous misfortune. Unfortunately, what we're getting is not exactly what some people expected. And speaking of getting something completely unexpected, it's a $4.99 super chat from Console Fanboy 499, buddy. Thank you so much. He's an elitist that thinks he's better than everyone. Not a fan. By the way, he has the ROMs. Thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. I really do appreciate you. We're gonna move on from that. I've said all I want to say, but thank you so much for supporting the channel as always, buddy. And make sure you stop by his channel and check out the Console Fanboy and the opining he does on a weekly basis. So I'm sorry. I just got to share this with you. Share this with you. It's you make something, you're kind of proud of yourself. I thought this was funny. It was just the hate for the not NFL Blitz, but Arcade One Up's NFL Blitz Legends. And I think this is a very, very crucial point that you got to really focus on. There's something different here. Now, the hate. There's some people that maybe hate on something just to hate on it. Maybe there's some people that just, they don't like a company. So they're going to go after that company hard. Everything they come out with is going to be hated, just berated, destroyed by everything that, by whatever means necessary. I don't think this is the case. Listen, I'm getting one of these cabinets. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm excited about this. Can't wait to get my hands on one, because this is one of those things that I was going to go ahead and get. I mean, back when we saw the GameFly leaks, I wanted it, had to have it. But there were some changes made. Let's talk about some of the changes that were made. But before we actually get into the changes that were made, I kind of wanted to talk about how you can view those changes. Now, when they initially rolled out the game or the cabinet, talking about the game, amazing just rollout. NFL legends, legit NFL legends players. Dan Marino, the famous actor from Mace Ventura. Oh, he was also a quarterback for Miami. Anyway, he wasn't Troy Aikman. So in the 90s, I didn't care. It was Troy Aikman, and that's it. But amazing rollout. Pretty big, pretty huge. It is a big deal. But in that initial rollout, they highlighted on the website all the things that were different, because this is not just Blitz. As you remember, there were some stipulations. So if you can give me just a second, let me jump over here, share the screen, because that's what you do. You do the share screen thing. Boom. And there you go. Let's talk about this. This is okay. That's not what I wanted. Let's do that. That's a little bit better. Okay. You know what? Boom. Let's do that. Let's get crazy. Now we're going nuts. So if you go over to the Arcade One Up website, it's actually a little bit difficult to see exactly what's different. You have to go to, now if this is the homepage, right? Blitz is all the rage right now, deservedly so. So what you got to do is you got to click on this, or you can even scroll down to the cabinet itself and click on the cabinet. And then you want to know more about this Blitz cabinet. What is this? Wow, $6.99, but it's Blitz, right? It's NFL Blitz. Well, it's NFL Blitz Legends. Okay, so that's a little bit different. Legends, what does that mean? And as you scroll down, you begin to read. And unfortunately, what you're going to run into is not as much transparency as we originally saw in the presentation. The first presentation, everybody came out. If you were watching their live stream on their channel, everybody was talking about some of the differences. They had everybody on there. John D was on there. Everybody was on there, talking about all the ways this was different, the concessions that had to be made. But as you scroll down and read this description, now this is just today, you're not going to see that really spelled out on this homepage. So maybe if you click on specifications, we're going to scroll down. I'm seeing some great stuff. 49-way joystick. That's awesome. 4 players, 3 games. But I'm not seeing some of the things that are actually kind of important. So what you need to do is click on the FAQ down there, and it will bring up it's going to bring up what I'm about to show you now. I have some screenshots. We're going to take, or not screenshots, but a slide. We're going to take a look at some of these questions. These are the questions that are really important that, in my opinion, should be highlighted on the main listing. It really should be here. It really should be something that you can just see right away, so that it's, full transparency, right? So this is what I came up with. A couple questions. Well, I may have to move myself. Let's go ahead and talk about the first one. Now, this is a really long answer to the first question, but the question all the way to the left is, are you using the original artwork on the machine? Now, this is kind of an obvious question. Why did you change the artwork? And then it says to bring an authentic NFL Blitz Legends experience into the homes of football fans. And it goes on to tell you why they're not using the original artwork. And this is something I'm not really upset about. It doesn't really bother me. That's fine. But there's a question that was asked. There's the answer. There you go. Okay. Fairly transparent. The next question: can you still tackle people after the whistle, aka late or after the whistle hits? And if you scroll down, you see there's a long explanation about what they had to do, the hoops they had to jump through with the NFL to get the license. And on the bottom, it says 84% of the tackles were we all remember, are there. 99 out of 117 total tackles are here. Very transparent, answering the question. But once again, you have to scroll down and open up the product FAQs to see this. Here's another important question. Do you have the full roster of players? We worked closely with the NFL. Now, this is the one that kind of gets me. We worked closely with the NFL to get the greats, including Dan Marino, Chris Carter, and Jerry Rice, and Jerome Bettis, Deion Sanders, and hundreds more. But by answering the question that way, they're basically saying, listen, we didn't get everybody. We got a lot, we got many, but they haven't really nailed down the number. And I think at this point, even though the product has not shipped, it's not released, they know how many players they have. They should just, after their explanation, give you the number. Now we come to a big problem. And I've got a big red question mark on it. And it says, well, you're not going to be able to read that. There we go. What it says is the question is this the midway version of the game? And then they answer it with, we have multiple suppliers for our screens, all of which have great viewing angles. Basically, what happened is they're answering the wrong question. They're answering a question that wasn't asked. They were answering a question about screens and the quality and BOE versus, that was the question they were answering. That's not the question that was asked. The question that was asked was, is this the original version of the game? The answer is no. The answer is no. This is not the original Blitz back in the day. It is a different version. They had to, obviously, you saw they had to take out some of the hits. They have most of the players. The artwork is obviously not the same. I think for the most part, the gameplay is about the same, but you've also heard a lot from people that are smarter than me saying things like, this is not the actual ROM. They're not emulating the ROM. They've taken the ROM and they've actually running it on some kind of Android version of it. Smarter men than me, smarter people than me have actually spelled this out a little bit clearer. If you actually want a little more detail on this, check out Console Kits, Justin over at Console Kits. His stream today was actually pretty good. I think he has a video on the 49-way joystick, which is really good. And I think that is a point of promise, a positive out of all of this. But the answer to that question, is this the ROM? No, it's not. It's not. So let me answer this question first. But before I go into the positive, because there is positive. Obviously, I'm buying the damn thing, so there better be some positive. If you're a purist, if you're an NFL Blitz purist, and you want Blitz in its entirety, this is not the cab for you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is not the cabinet for you. If your number one concern is authenticity, is the preservation of this ROM, of this game exactly how it was when you played it in the 90s / early 2000s, this is not the game for you. This is not the cabinet for you. This isn't. But there's a lot of promise here. They've changed. RK1 did what they had to do to bring it to the masses. Now it's up for you to decide. You have to make that decision. I'm going to get my cab, and as soon as I get it, I'm going to do a review and let you know exactly what it's all about and let you know my 2 cents. But my 2 cents ain't going to get you to $1. You got to come up with the other 98. It's going to be up to you to decide if you're going to make that purchase. But there's some changes that are made. There's some compromises. And I've told you this from the very beginning when I started this channel talking about these cabinets. There are compromises being made for these cabinets. It's not a one-to-one experience. It's not. It's not. There are compromises. I said in my little short video that I understand where you're coming from, but the compromises that were made, I'm comfortable with, so I rolled with it. But I think that there's a lot of things. The one thing really you can lean on, and maybe you don't buy this cabinet, but in Scarlet Sprites, he's got a great YouTube channel. He is an arcade purist, has real arcade machines, knows a lot about that. A great resource if you want to watch and learn about real arcades and the history of this hobby that we enjoy. And he was excited about the 49-way joystick because I think in that way, maybe we're not preserving the game in its entirety. We're not preserving the exact game, but we are, in a way, preserving the 49-way joystick, the technology, because Scarlet Sprites in his video did say that there's a dip switch setting that you could switch over to 8-way. So this could totally be just an 8-way joystick and it would be legit. And, if anybody complained, you could say, well, this is actually arcade accurate. And it is. But they didn't. They pushed it a little bit forward. So I'm interested to see this joystick, but I'm interested to maybe look at other games that could use this. And maybe, just maybe, this could be a gateway drug to Sinistar. Before we move on to the last topic, I think I got a couple more super chats. You're being very generous tonight. I really do appreciate it. It helps out the channel just a ton. Going to scroll down. Where I know I saw it. I'm going to feel like a fool. No, you know what? I'm not going to feel like a fool. I'm going to sing a song. Sung by the Music Mike for $10 ordered Blitz. Don't care about the late hit removed. Love football and the game. Some of the new Arcade 1-Up creators are okay. Most are not. I'll stick with the OGs like Fox. Hey, I appreciate it. There's better YouTubers out there than me, but thank you for accepting a lower standard and watching this channel. Man, $10. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I want to make sure I didn't skip anybody else. I think we had somebody else sneak one in there. Got to make sure I read them. Sorry, I'm not blowing you up with a little video, but it was kind of laggy, and I don't want to destroy. I don't want to hurt the experience. It's hurt enough by having watched this. Hobby hands for $5. Fox. Okay, third option. I love this. Give me that third option. Not buying. No nostalgia. I did buy a Golden Tee. I was at the thrift store and saw in box the Golden Tee Home Edition. I am a sucker for TV games. You are not a sucker. It happens to the best of us. You are forgiven. You're fine. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, man. It's awesome. I do appreciate it. But we got one more thing. We've got to talk about one more thing. And this is the 2022 Legacy Cabinet disaster. It's a disaster. Okay, listen, let's get into it because I think I've got a pretty good idea of what's going on. I've got a couple of these cabs now. It's been a wild time. You had the pandemic and upsetting the world economy and all that garbage. Supply chains being abruptly interrupted, I guess, and things thrown off track and schedules awry. And what do you do when you're trying to get these cabinets out to these customers that are dying to get their hands on new Legacy cabinets? You maybe make some concessions. Maybe you made some that really you shouldn't have made. I got a couple questions for you. Did we really get Legacy 2? Did we get the second generation of the Legacy cabinets, or did we had to work up to it? Is this kind of like an Iron Man scenario where he had the Mark 1 and it was time to move on, but he didn't quite get the Mark 2 right away? Well, I'm sorry. I guess it was Mark 3. There were some stepping stones. There were some things he had to try. He had to get there. And then eventually, with a little bit of camera adjustment, is that better? Worse? Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. Good. But with a little bit of experimentation, he eventually got to the Mark III, which is the suit that we all know and love with the hot rod red and all that. And then one of the greatest movies ever made was made. Rest in peace, the MCU. So this is what I'm talking about. I think what we got is we didn't get a version 2. I don't think we got to Mark II right off the bat. I think we stumbled out of the gate. And unfortunately, one of the biggest offenders of this was actually some of the most reliable, some of the most storied companies in arcade history, and that is Atari and Namco. And while I don't know, they were included in this next iteration, I think they were kind of disrespected. We're going to get into more of the specifics in just a second. So I think what we had is like a version 1.25 and then a version 1.75. And then we eventually got to the version 2.0. Version 1.25 was, like I said, it was the Namco and it was the Atari. You got a new taller cabinet design. They got the stackable. Everybody's going with the big blue thing now. We got our coin doors. One thing I forgot to put in here: coin doors. Definitely a nice addition. Molded coin doors. They look really good. I'm a big fan of the cabinet shapes. The artwork, for the most part. I mean, I was just happy to get a Pac-Man that wasn't just yellow-sided Pac-Man. Again, it was something different. Centipede is gorgeous. It's a great looking cabinet. I've got some issues with the control panel, but for the most part, it's really awesome. It looks really good. $5 super sticker. I'm looking over and I'm seeing a Fox throwing a thumbs up saying, "Good job. I appreciate you, Oro Mad." Don't be mad. Be happy. Just don't be sad. I guess if you got to be sad or mad, be mad. I don't know. Might be better. Thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I really do appreciate it. But this is your version 1.25. I think it was definitely a step forward, but it wasn't quite there because some of the biggest issues are going to be that third generation marquee. What a huge disappointment. Huge disappointment when I finally get my Pac-Man cabinet put together. And actually before that, when I open up the box and I see the components, and I was concerned about the monitor, thinking it was going to be bad. Turns out it was a second generation monitor. It's horrible, but that marquee, what a letdown. What an incredible letdown. So this is version 1.25. The biggest detractors are going to be that the third generation marquee, which by now is just not going to cut it. and of course that second gen monitor. Version 1.75. Once again, new taller cab design. I like the height. Love this control panel. This control panel is dope. It's comfortable. It's got the angle. It is outstanding. Improved marquee. And I don't know if I sold this quite well enough. The marquee is phenomenal. The marquee looks great. There's no reason to go. Well, I'm not going to say no reason, but for me, there's absolutely no reason to go and try to find a better marquee because this thing looks great. You might be able to find one, but the difference is going to be so minute. I'm not going to waste my money because this thing looks awesome. But unfortunately, just a huge Achilles heel. This I might have considered even making this a version 1.5 because of that second generation monitor. Oh, what an incredible letdown. Incredible letdown. But rest assured, don't let your heart be troubled. Fear not, my fine young maiden or man. I don't know where I was going with that. Version 2 would eventually get here with the inclusion or with the addition of the Capcom Legacy. Finally, Midway got us close, but Capcom got us there. Version 2.0 finally arrives with that beautiful, obviously the taller cabinet design with just the awesome Midway inspired, I guess, overall style. The control panel is so comfortable. I love gaming on this, especially when you put it on a 4-inch riser like I have for my ridiculously, freakishly large height. This just fits perfect. The improved marquee is just gorgeous. It's spot on. It's exactly what we needed for sure. And then, of course, they finally get the BOE monitor, the monitor we all deserved, the monitor we had to have. It's just a damn shame it took us so long to get there. Now, what's going to happen when you do something like that is you're going to have some people thinking there was favoritism. Capcom always gets the good stuff. Why did you wait and give Capcom all the good stuff? Looking at this layout, what I'm proposing here, you can kind of see that's exactly what it looks like. I think what we have here is sort of an evolutionary change. And it's kind of weird that you get what should have been the second generation of legacy cabinets being so oddly fragmented like it is, having just the weird differences. It is sort of like an iteration of the same cabinet. If you would have seen this over the period of a couple years, this would make more sense. But the fact that these were all called legacies, shoved in the same category, if they were all exactly the same with the exception of the monitor, maybe you could let it all slide and say, hey, it's no big deal. But the marquee is an incredible difference. It really is. It's just like it's a relic of an old time, of an old cabinet. It really has no place on here. So that was sort of shocking to me, and it sort of gives me this view of this was sort of an evolution. Maybe the 2.0 was the goal and they fell short, but if you're talking about components, and if it was, like I said, if it was just the monitor, that's one thing. But the marquee, you had to design for that marquee. You had to design the overall cab to fit this subpar marquee over here on these first two cabinets. You designed your side panels for that. It's just a shame. It's a damn shame because you could have done so much more. It could have been so much better. It really could have. But unfortunately, it just fell short. And it didn't even get us to 1.5, in my opinion, because of the fact it just wasn't right. Now, maybe if they were all like this and all had that crappy marquee, all right, maybe we could consider this sort of the same. But I really think we're looking at sort of an evolution, not so much a true generational change, but an evolution all the same. Stig Kenobi, what's going on? Hi there, Fox. Hope you're doing well. I am absolutely doing well, my brother. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel, buddy. Love seeing you. Love seeing you stopping by, man. Hope you're doing really well. I'm okay. But yeah, so there you go. I think what we got, unfortunately, what we got is, an evolutionary thing. So if you were dying for an awesome Pac-Man, or maybe that centipede cabinet that everybody was been jonesing for, you kind of didn't get it. Now, is that because RK1 is waiting for a real evolution or a real next generation or next step? I don't really know. It seems kind of weird to me that they wouldn't go all out like they did with Midway. But when you think about what they're doing with the Midway shape and how it's really, okay, it's Midway, sure. And we're going to lead with Mortal Kombat. We're going to lead with the Midway game, Midway shape, but we're also going to call it the everything cab. Maybe once they saw how sweet that turned out, they're like, listen, maybe this is the way we go forward. But it's just not applicable to Namco or Atari. And I sort of get that. But then maybe you should have waited Or maybe you should have redesigned those marquees. That's probably the biggest thing, right? If you redesign your marquees on the Namco and the Atari, I think you're going to get something that is a true second generation legacy cabinet, something that you can buy and not worry about. Even if you had the bad monitor, if you're paying attention to my channel, you can swap that out, and then you can have something for years, absolutely years. And it'll serve you well. You got 14 games, you got Wi-Fi, you got leaderboards. We got a lot of stuff that we were asking for. Just didn't get us across the finish line. Just didn't quite make it. CyberSalves 2077. Peace out, Fox. Have a fantastic night, my Midwest man. Thank you so much for stopping by, buddy. I appreciate it. Really appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out. But yeah, I think that's unfortunately that's sort of where we're at now. If you're feeling slighted because you're a Midway fan, and I know there's some of you out there that are like, dude, Midway, Mortal Kombat, it didn't get the monitor. It didn't get the monitor. Think about the poor Centipede fans who got stuck with that third gen marquee. So now here we are, this far in the life cycle, this many iterations of Atari and Namco, and we're still having to replace marquees. I got to go somewhere else and get a marquee. But now I got to go somewhere else and get a monitor. Dude, it's killing me. It's crazy. What about that monitor? Well, I got another video coming up. I am going to swap out. I'm going to attempt to swap out the monitor on my Pac-Mania cabinet with that beautiful Dell, what was it, the 1712, the 1217. There's so many different iterations, but the same monitor that I used on the MK30th, will that fit in your Pac-Mania cabinet or your Centipede cabinet? I'm going to tell you next week, actually. Next week, we're going to get that. I got a couple things to do beginning of the week and take me out of town, but I will be right back. And I'm going to take a look at swapping that thing out. And if it works or if it doesn't work, I'm going to tell you. So stay tuned to the channel. Smash the subscribe button. What do I have right here? Is this an iArcade that you see before you? You do. That is another video I'm working on right now. I want to spend some time with this. I want to answer a ton of questions. And I think there's only one way I can do that. I mean, to really, really, really answer your questions about the iArcade Gold. For those of you who are actually on the fence, don't really know what to do, don't really know which way to fall, we're going to do something different next week. I haven't decided what day yet. I want to iron out my schedule. Next week, probably middle of the week, maybe Wednesday, not sure. Stay tuned to the channel. Pay attention to my community posts for updates. I am going to have an interactive review for you. We're going to do it in a 1 hour live stream, at least 1 hour, maybe longer, depending on how many messages and comments we get. We're going to do a 1 hour live stream at least, and we're going to talk about this cabinet. I'm going to take all the footage from my unboxing, from my assembly. We're going to watch that together. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about everything I did, good and bad, mistakes. Mistakes were made. That's fine. I'm going to share all that with you. Some of my struggles, what I had to go through. We're going to talk about that together. And if you want to see something, if you want me to answer a question, I'm going to have a couple cameras set up around the arcade. I want you to take a look at it. And hopefully I can be a resource for you to kind of help you figure out if this is something you really want to purchase, because this is, we're talking about right now, it's $1,000. Some of you are like, no way, I'm out. But there's some of you I think are really on the fence about this. Is this the time to get an iArcade? Maybe it's going to drop back down to 800. I don't know. Fox, why did you buy this? I want to answer all those questions, help you make the right decision. So look forward to that. We're definitely I think it's going to be fun. Interactive review. Everybody, you can, if you're live, if you're watching me live, you can jump in and ask questions, and I'll do the best that I can to answer as many as possible. Not just super chats. Try to answer all the questions that I possibly can. Gotta wet the whistle. So look if that interests you, maybe pin that. Look forward to it. I will put that information out just as fast as I can. And oh, what's going on here? Well, that's a damn shame.
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up.
Okay, once again, it is that time to go ahead and wrap it up. But before we do, I got to look at the poll, and I want to know what you said, everybody. We got how many people? Okay, so we got 154 votes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We had 230 people in the chat, so not bad, everybody. Last chance to jump up there real quick. If your answer is no, if you're not buying the Blitz, why? What is the main reason? Why aren't you going to buy it? Is it because it's too expensive or it's not authentic? They messed up the art. No late hits. What are they doing? ending the poll right now with 154 votes, and this is a close one. This is a tight one, guys. 53% say it's too expensive. Just price. If the price was lower, I'd buy it. But a significant amount, and I don't think this is, I don't think you can overlook this. 46% say because it's not authentic. Almost half the people that aren't going to buy the cabinet, according to this small sample size, half the people say it's because you messed up the authenticity. You had to change something. And so I'm not going to buy it. So that's interesting. I respect the opinion. I respect it immensely. I understand that authenticity is something that we hold dear, especially when you're talking about arcade reproductions. I get you. And if you want to know more about it, stay tuned to this channel. I'm going to be getting mine just as soon as I get the confirmation. I'll post that out. When I get this bad boy together, I'm going to show you everything I can because I'm excited about it. I want to see what this new game is going to offer. So anyway, everybody stay right here. You're going to be redirected to my good buddy Kongs RS B. If he's still alive, it might just be his wife. She may have taken his life. To find out, you got to stay right here, hang out. As soon as I kick this off, you're going to be going over there. But anyway, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel, hanging out with me. Y'all have a blessed day, and I will see you next time.